What's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and I'm here to talk about my finals matchup for UBL season number 3. My opponent is Vepsis, coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons. He did finish second overall seed, right behind us at the first overall seed. We did claim the 8-2 record though, and I'm going to admit this team builder is going to be a little bit weird because I did not build my finals team. My good friend Zazo, aka Iron Flash Gaming, actually built the entire team for me, and he did leave me some notes right here regarding what the specific Pokemon are designed to do. But what I want to do is talk about all that when I go over the individual Pokemon, which you can see at the top of your screen. I want to give my own thoughts on this matchup first right here as a whole, so you can see his roster over on the right. Let's go ahead and break down his roster right here, starting things off with the Gliscor. Defensively, Gliscor doesn't do a lot for him. It's pressured by my biggest threats, being Manaphy, Mega Latios. Cobalion could run HP Ice. I could really run Ice coverage on anything. Hippowdon could run Ice Fang. Last time he brought it as like a lead rocker, and he did not mind it getting burnt by my Will-O-Wisp from Rotom Heat, so that's definitely something to take into consideration right here. I do have a Gliscor anti-lead. I don't want his hazards going up at all turn 1 this time, so I do have a method of preventing that. He also has Scissor on his roster, which he did not bring last time. Scissor in particular is very annoying for the win condition that I'm bringing. However, I can literally splash fire coverage on literally all of my Pokemon and be able to threaten that and weaken it for my win condition, as you guys will see. So Scissor definitely scary right here. I do have to keep late game Bullet Punch into mind, make sure that I don't get swept by that. The problem is a lot of the Pokemon that would want to sponge Bullet Punches don't really want to sponge other attacks, because if he U-turns on Rotom, he does get momentum into either Dragalge or Greninja. He could superpower into Cobalion, so those are things I do have to keep in mind right here. He also has the Celebi, which last time I believe he brought a Tangaberry Celebi with a lot of Spadaf to help take on my Manaphy. This time I wouldn't be surprised if he does something similar. He did actually bring Trick Room on it last time. He did have like a whole Trick Room aspect of his team. If it's not Trick Room, I could just see something like Dual Stab. Maybe like Calm Mind Recover too. That's something I definitely can't ignore right here. Greninja is the next Pokemon. This thing is just like elite speed tier mon. It still doesn't have the best speed tier against my team because I have various Pokemon that all outspeed it and threaten it. For example, my Crobat as well as my Selgor. Even Weavile with the low kick if he's expecting that right here. He brought a Grassy MZ Grass Knot Greninja last time for my Manaphy, which was definitely very threatening. I want to make sure that I keep all Z moves into mind. This is one of his 2 Z move users I will talk about Moltres later. He did not bring the Alolan Muck last time, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come again. I don't think curse sets are very viable. I've already shown him in the last matchup that I'm willing to bring a setup Cobalion, and I did have Sacred Sword on that set just to go ahead and, ignore the curse boosts. That's how Sacred Sword works. So I don't think a curse set's going to come. I could potentially see something like a Resist Berry to help take on my Mega Latios, because mixed with Earthquake is definitely a thing right here. However, he does need a good amount of bulk to avoid the 2-hit KO anyway, so that's definitely big right here. He also has the Alomomola, which last time was a more Vizdef set to help take on Pokemon like the potential Weavile bring. He did, I believe, have Light Screen on that thing too, just to go ahead and sponge hits from my special attackers, so that's not really something I can take out of the picture right here. Dragalge was his primary Trick Room abuser last time. You may notice that I don't have adequate Dragon Resists on my team that really want to take a Sludge Wave. Cobalion is the one thing, and Cobalion gets blown away by Focus Blast. Now, I don't know if he's going to rely on Focus Blast again this time, considering how inaccurate it is and how high the stakes are right here, but you never know. He also has the Diancie, which was another Trick Room setter for him last time. This is another one of his potential Stealth Rock setters. I believe it's this, Piloswine, which we'll talk about in a bit, Celebi, and the Gliscor. Diancie could very well be Trick Room again. Rock Polish for speed control is definitely a thing that I do have to keep in mind as well. Other than that, I really don't know what else it would be. It doesn't really defensively do very much because it's threatened out by a lot of my Pokemon. Even the Pokemon that it would want to switch into, that it resists the dual stab, for example my Rotom Heat and my Crobat, can just run steel coverage like HP Steel or Steel Wing, but that Diancie is going to be super pressured, so Babiri Berry is definitely something he might do. Moltres is the other big factor that I'm scared about regarding my win condition, because I'm sure you all can maybe tell what my win condition is at this point. Scissor and Moltres are stopping them. I really want to be able to get up hazards early and pressure Moltres. This is a secondary Z move option for him, so Z Sunny Day is a potential bring, I guess, but I don't think that has the firepower to necessarily break through my bulk if he's expecting that to come again right here. And I did bring a lot of bulk last time. He does also have the Palace one. Defensively, it does very well against Pokemon like my Mega Latios, unless I'm carrying something like Energy Ball or Surf, but besides that, it doesn't take on Pokemon like Manaphy, Cobalion. It is another Stealth Rocker though, and it can Stealth Rock up on a lot of my Defoggers, being Crobat, as well as potentially Rotom Heat. It doesn't want to get Toxic or Will-O-Wisp though, so I don't know whether he's going to bring Piloswine as the Stealth Rocker. I honestly, it's going to be Gliscor or Diancie in my eyes. Maybe Celebi, I don't know, but I don't think Piloswine is going to be the Stealth Rocker right here. And then finally, Mega Gallade, which he did not bring to the first game because I guess he was scared of Granbull. I didn't really watch his, get his full mindset regarding that, but last time I did bring a bulky Granbull to help take on Mega Gallade. I don't know if he's going to bring Mega Gallade this time, maybe expecting me to not bring Granbull, but I do have a dedicated defensive check to Mega Gallade in this match, which Zazo did provide me with some tech EVs right here, which you guys will see, but that is going to be his roster. In terms of Pokemon that I don't think will come, I really don't see the Moltres coming, but I think if it does come, it's going to be pressured by Hazards. If you can keep Hazards off the field right here, though, that is going to be really annoying for my win condition. I don't really see Piloswine being the Stealth Rocker. I don't know if he wants to go for a more defensive route with Alomomola either, but I think besides those three, everything else are really fair game right here. Let's go ahead and talk about what Zazo decided to build. So starting off the finals team right here, we have Gateway the Mega Latios, which is earning an all-out attacking set right here. Not a lot of speed. We have the bulk to go ahead and live an Adamant Mega Gallade's Ice Punch after Hazards damage, which is really great right here. Weakening that for Selgord is going to be a vital part of my strategy. We also have enough attack investment to 2-hit KO max HP Alolan Muck. If he tries to use that as the pivot, we can Earthquake that twice and be able to get rid of it. Obviously, it could be the whole Gluttony Berry set. That's something that I definitely can't ignore right here. We do have fire coverage on this too. I really need to try to nail that into the Scissor. Unless he's like Super Spit F Scissor, Hidden Power Fire will Oko that thing. The only way it doesn't is if he's like Aqua Berry or Assault Vest, but I'm really not anticipating that set right here. Zazo wasn't either. It's going to be more Fizdef to maybe help take on my Weavile right here, so getting the HP Fire into that could be huge. And then we have Thunderbolt just to go ahead and pressure, more offensive switch-ins like Greninja. It does also hit Alomomola harder than something like Dragon Pulse or Psychic would, so that's definitely very helpful right here, but the main game plan with Mega Latios is to use it early after we get Hazards up. If I can do that and get some early kills with this thing, that's going to really open up the doors for my other Pokemon. So let's go ahead and talk about probably my best Pokemon in this matchup, Ultimate the Manaphy. Next up here I have Ultimate the Manaphy, which is earning a Mago Berry Tail Glow 3 attack set right here. Last time I actually brought a 2 attack set with Tail Glow and Substitute. Substitute was there to go ahead and sub up on the Alomomola, just in case it was toxic to wear me down or Mirror Coat. However, since I've already shown him that I'm willing to do that, I don't think he's going to use Alomomola as the initial response to Manaphy this week. I think he's going to fall back to the Celebi, so if he does that, I have the investment with the HP plus Spit F to go ahead and live a max special attack Leaf Storm after Hazards, and I can go ahead and get the berry back, ideally fire off a +3 Signal Beam into that slot and knock it out. The only way he can Oko me is if he's a boosting item, whether that's Choice Specs, which is a guaranteed Oko, not expecting that. Life Orb is a roll, and Expert Belt is a roll in my favor. I really think he's either going to be Choice Scarf to go ahead and maintain speed control for Pokemon like Crobat, or he's going to be a more bulky set with Tanga Berry, in which case we have the speed investment right here to ideally outspeed that. So hopefully Ultimate the Manaphy can get that lure to work. If he brings a bulkier build, this is going to absolutely destroy him right here. We have bulk for Mega Gallade. If he takes the drops, +3 Surf is going to blow that away as well. So those are all things he does have to keep in mind. He knows Manaphy is coming. I'm hoping he thinks the Rindo Berry is a possibility again, and let's go ahead and talk about my Crobat. Next up here we have what Zazo has told me to lead off with in this game. We have Adamant Crobat right here. It's funny, I've brought Adamant Crobat to all 3 of my playoff games. Unlike the other ones though, this is not Choice Scarf, it's actually Flynium Z. His flying resists aren't really there. I believe the one is Diancie, and Diancie doesn't really want to take Z Brave Bird plus Rocks plus Steel Wing. If he tries to get up Rocks early with the Gliscor again, I can taunt that, and then what I'm going to do is actually Brave Bird first instead of U-turning right away, because I don't want to give him a slow U-turn into something like the Greninja. That would be bad, because if I U-turn, I ideally have to pivot into something like my Manaphy, which I don't want getting chipped down, or my Hippowdon, which both of those just invite in threats like Celebi or Greninja, so I will go ahead and stay in one turn in Brave Bird. We of course have the Stealing for the Diancie, just because if I have Rocks up, Adamant Brave Bird with the Z move into Steel Wing with the Rocks chip will be able to go ahead and knock that out. Of course we have Taunt, as I said, to prevent the Rocks, and then U-turn for Momentum right here. It's great to get out on Pokemon such as the Alomomola, such as Pokemon like the Greninja. The speed creep is very aggressive right here. I don't think he's going to speed creep this with his Greninja, but You never know, maybe he'll go ahead and outpace this, but we have adequate Greninja responses anyway, as you guys will see with my next Pokemon, so let's go ahead and talk about Cobalion. Next up here we have Pride the Cobalion, which in Zazo's words is going to be the Pokemon that prevents him from winning this game. All of his best win conditions being Choice Scarf Celebi for speed control, the Diancie, whether it be Trick Room or Rock Polish, as well as potentially Dragulge under Trick Room, really struggle to get past Cobalion right here. The Diancie doesn't even 2-hit KO me with Modest Earth Power, which is great. This is also a great pivot into the Greninja. I can sponge any sort of Grassy MZ. I can take Scalds or Hydro Pumps for days. I don't get 2-hit KO'd by the Surf or anything like that, so that's very helpful right here. We have a lot of coverage. I do have Stone Edge and Hidden Power Fire on this set, because I've already stressed how big of a threat the Scissor and Moltres are to my win condition, and the fact that I can hit both of those Pokemon with this right here is absolutely vital, so that's very helpful. And then Iron Head is my only stab attack right here. Pretty much, I want to keep this healthy throughout the course of the game to stop his win conditions, but it could also be used to maybe open up a door for one of my own win cons right here. The one problem with the set is it doesn't really break through Curse, Alolan, and Muk. Obviously, we know we can take the dual stab very well, but we aren't really threatening him back, so even though I can spam Iron Head, it's not really going to be doing too much, so I really can't use this as a reliable switch into the Alolan and Muk, knowing he can just set up on this, so that is something I do have to keep in mind right here. The speed is for any variant of the Celebi. He cannot speed creep this with the Celebi at all, unless he's Choice Scarf, of course, and if he is Choice Scarf, he's not doing a lot of damage, even with Earth Power, so that's great. Let's go ahead and talk about the primary win condition for this game. So the Pokemon that Zazo designed this team around is Exceed the Aselgor right here, which is the primary win condition for this game. If you look at his roster, this destroys him aside from the the regular Scissor, the Moltres, and potentially a bulkier Alolan Muk. Everything else really hates this Pokemon, so if I can get Hazards up early and pressure both the Scissor and the Moltres, which I can easily do with the rest of my team, you may have noticed that all of my Pokemon have great ways to hit both of those. The Aselgor can easily win this game in the end right here. We can afford to run a Modest Nature because I only need speed for any variant of Greninja, which is great right here. I don't know what the bulk is for, I don't know if it does anything right here, but maybe we'll see. We do have Encore on there just to maybe, it could be useful against something like Defog on Moltres, potentially something like Gallade Swords Dancing Up. You never know when I'll appreciate that tech right here. I do have Hidden Power Ice because I think hitting Gliscor is a lot more valuable when the rest of the team can pressure the Scissor very well right here, as well as Moltres, so I don't need something like Hidden Power Fire or Hidden Power Rock. Doesn't really seem worth it. Energy Ball is great against Pokemon such as the Alamamola. It will get 2-hit KO'd. It does also hit the Piloswine very well. The primary idea right here is to weaken his team. I do need Gallade into range too. This thing can't auto-win, right? Like, it's very strong with the Expert Belt, but I still need damage on a lot of Pokemon, but I think it should be possible right here. Let's go ahead and talk about my final Pokemon. And rounding out Zazo's build right here is Slot the Hippowdon, which is my dedicated check to the Mega Gallade. He envisioned a scenario where I switch in, take close combat. I can take another one due to the tech EVs right here, the defense, and we can pop the berry, and then I can go ahead and get up rocks that turn. And then he's threatened out because at -2 defense, with my attack investment right here, Earthquake will be able to knock him out. So best case scenario, we get rocks up and we force him out and get damage on something else right here. In a 1v1 scenario where I get rocks up, assuming he Swords Dances up, he can go ahead and close combat. It will not be able to knock me out. I get the berry back. Earthquake does a ton of damage, puts him in range of the Bug Buzz, and we will be good to go right here. So this is pretty much going to be switching into Mega Gallade no matter what. I don't see myself using it for anything else right here, unless I found a really good opportunity to get Hazards up on I don't even know what. I think it's going to be on Mega Gallade right here, so we shall see. Sandstream is really nice too, because Sand Chip on everything is really going to help out late game Aselgor, and yeah, that is going to be the team. Big shout outs to Zazo for providing me the build. I'm very confident with this right here. The match will be going up in exactly 24 hours from when this video is going up, so tomorrow at 10 AM Eastern. I hope you all are looking forward to it, and I will see you all then. Later.